mynews.studio.
A species once assumed lost, now quietly moving through the Spanish forests. The Iberian lynx. How did it manage to return from the edge of extinction?
Today's date is June 14th, 2025. The Iberian lynx, which for years held the title of the world's most endangered cat, is now experiencing what many are calling a remarkable recovery in Europe. Ellie, have you seen the latest numbers? The population's up 19% just in the last year, now totaling over 2,400 lynxes.
It's incredible when you think about it. 2 decades ago, we were talking about barely 100 lynxes left in the wild. Now, these new figures come after years of coordinated conservation, things like restoring habitats, captive breeding programs, and anti-poaching measures. But I wonder, is that the full explanation? What really made the difference?
The collaboration stands out to me. Conservationists didn't just focus on the lynx itself or its environment. They brought in the people living alongside these animals: farmers, hunters, landowners. There were compensation schemes, educational outreach. Locals got a stake in the process. Would you say that's what really tipped the balance?
Definitely. You can't just focus on the animal and overlook the people who share the space. In places like Andalusia, the lynx has become a point of local pride. People actually want lynxes back, which is a big change from when they were seen more as pests. Do you think this kind of approach is influencing other conservation projects?
It's starting to, but I'd say not nearly enough. The main takeaway here is clear. Involve everyone who shares the landscape. Address economic issues. Build real partnerships. But there are still hurdles. The lynx may be out of the at-risk category, but it's still officially considered vulnerable. What's holding them back from full recovery?
Disease is a major issue, especially anything that affects European rabbits, since that's what lynxes mostly eat. If the rabbit numbers go down, lynxes struggle. There's also habitat fragmentation, roads, new developments, climate change altering their surroundings.
Sorry to jump in. On the habitat point, do you mean that even with protected areas, lynxes are still at risk because their territories get cut up?
Exactly. Lynxes don't just need space, they need connected space. Fragmented habitats make it hard for them to find food, mates, or safe passage. That's why conservationists are restoring and linking up habitats, not just protecting small pockets. How are they managing all of this on the ground?
They're using both technology and hands-on methods. For example, translocating individuals to boost genetic diversity, breeding lynxes in controlled settings, tracking them with GPS collars to see where they go. And when it comes to habitats, they're actively reconnecting areas, so it's not just about fences and boundaries. Is that enough to keep the population stable long-term?
It's a good foundation. They're also careful about where they reintroduce lynxes, making sure there's a healthy rabbit population first. But nothing about this process is automatic. It needs constant monitoring and flexibility. What's fascinating is how this recovery isn't just about the lynx itself. What changes are you seeing for people living nearby?
That's where it gets interesting. Ecotourism has taken off. People travel just to spot lynxes, which brings new revenue to rural areas. Jobs are created, whether in land management, guiding, or monitoring wildlife. And ecologically, the lynx keeps prey like rabbits and rodents in check, which helps the whole Mediterranean ecosystem. Would you call this a win-win?
It really does look like one. There are clear economic benefits. Rural areas get a boost. More people find jobs, and the environment is healthier. The lynx has gone from merely surviving to being a key part of supporting communities. So, what does this say for conservation efforts elsewhere?
It's a case study for what's possible. The lynx comeback shows that with evidence-based science, long-term commitment, and bringing people together, even critically endangered species can rebound. The real challenge now is whether we're willing to use these lessons beyond just one region.
That's really the heart of it. If we can apply these lessons more widely, maybe the next story won't just be about saving a species, but about learning to live alongside wildlife in new ways.
Thanks for joining us today. We looked at the Iberian lynx's recovery, why involving local communities matters, and what these successes might mean for conservation work around the globe.
Can endangered species recover? The lynx story shows it's possible if we work together.
Thank you for listening. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.